Hi everybody. It's been a couple weeks since Lisa passed away, and I've been getting a lot of questions about how I'm doing, how the girls are doing. So I thought I'd take a few minutes just to do a quick little video to share kind of how we're doing. Right now, it hasn't been really that easy. I think as we go through and we try to understand what all really happened and how our lives have changed, at the end of the day, we realize Lisa's gone. For me specifically, I'm gonna honestly tell you that the first couple days, I felt a little bit of a relief. I was happy that she was no longer in pain and glad that the needles and the appointments and all the doctor's trips, like all of that was done. But in that moment, I really felt like a caretaker whose patient had passed away. And I'm not happy to say it, but there was a sense of relief, and it really wasn't until really the day of her funeral that I felt like I was missing Lisa. I think by that point, all of the memories and everything had sort of come back in, and there was this feeling of, I now understand that I've lost my best friend, my wife, my partner. And that's where it all started to sink in. And I think for the girls, it was a little bit different. Obviously, they had just lost their mom, and I don't think they fully understood up to that point really what stage 4 metastatic breast cancer meant. I think for them, just like anybody, there was always this level of hope, and that mommy was going to the doctor's visits and everything was happening, and that she would just be fine. And that's not what ended up being the case. Now, I am going to do a video a little bit later that really kind of walks through what actually happened in those last, honestly, 3 or 4 months. If you had seen Lisa back in March or February, things took a quick turn after that point, which led us to where she passed away. So I think in the meantime, just realistically how we're doing, we are getting by. I will tell you, as a family, we have talked that whenever we're asked, even if we're asking each other, okay doesn't mean okay. When I say I'm okay, or Janelle or Jasmine say they're okay, really what that means is, no, there's a massive emptiness inside all of us, and we're not okay, but in that moment, we're okay. We're moving forward, we're trying to deal with it, but everything right now just has an emptiness to it. I've called it hallowed happiness, where we just feel like we're happy in the moment and we're glad we're doing what we're doing or who we're with, but there's still this overarching sense of emptiness. At this point, the girls have gone back to school. They met with their guidance counselors on the Monday where they were going back. They didn't actually go to school that day. They just met with their counselor and their mental health coordinator, facilitator, expert, whatever we want to call them. But they met with them just to sort of talk through what to expect, and just share some stories and get a level of comfort. That way, if something goes wrong at school, they have somebody comfortable other than their teachers that they feel they can talk to. So their teachers were all informed, as well as their assistant principals. Basically anybody that I knew would sort of deal with them day in and day out were aware of the situation and are able to kind of help out. But because of a hurricane, as well as a teacher's conference day, actually the first week they went back, they only went back 2 days. So they saw their counselor on Monday, went back to school on Tuesday, had a hurricane day on Wednesday, went back to school on Thursday, and then Friday was a teacher work day. So the first week was kind of easy, and this Tuesday will be their first full week minus Labor Day going back. As for me, I am in talks now with my leadership team about when I'm going back. I've talked that right now, mentally, I had 3.5 years to plan for this, and kind of anticipate these feelings. None of them are easy, and I don't know what I'm supposed to feel, when I'm supposed to feel it, for how long, and I know there's no right or wrong answer to any of that as well. So we're just kind of taking it day by day. But for me, I do plan on going back to work sooner, probably even than I even anticipated, because to me, the days that the girls were at school, fortunately, we still had family in town, but for the most part, I'm just going to sit there and wait for, I'm not really sure what, We have started all the legal proceedings of, making sure that 401ks and bank accounts and Social Security, pretty much all that stuff is in progress at this point. So I just feel like if I would be at home, I'd just be sitting there. If I wouldn't be working, I'd just be sitting there with my own thoughts and being sad. So if I can save the vacation time and get back to work, I'd honestly rather save the vacation time and get back to work, because we do have things that we wanted to do before Lisa passed away that are on the books, and we're still going to do those. And then even as I was going through her phone, I realized Lisa had actually added to our bucket list some things that she wanted. So we're going to continue to focus on accomplishing all of those. But overall, I think we're hallowed happiness is about where we are. It's just empty. There's a giant spot missing in everything that we do. We eat dinner. We normally have 4 people. It's 3. We, buy tickets for something. It's 4 people instead of 3. All of those, every time there's a little constant reminder, from when we go to put up laundry to just everything. And it's something that, we're dealing with, and eventually we'll kind of share all of this with everybody and just try to help you all as well, because I know there's a lot of people that haven't had to go through this yet, and what exactly do you do? I do want to quickly thank everybody for their well wishes, the cards, the gift cards, the flowers, the lantern, the books, you name it, we've got it. I just lost a light, but that's all right. We'll just roll with this and finish. And I'll do a more formal thank you later. I just know it's a lot right now, but I do want to thank everybody. I want to thank those that came to be with Lisa, either in her final weeks or really for the service. That was a tremendous outpour. I don't think we were fully anticipated that much. I know the funeral home wasn't, but they were okay with it too. I think they were just glad to see that she was loved, and everybody got a chance to say their well wishes. And I definitely want to thank, those that came and stayed at the house during the weeks leading up to it, from Andrea and Joelle, leaving time with their families to spend time with Lisa and travel back and forth to the hospital, to obviously Jimmy and Holly and Trent and Todd for basically living here for the past month, and being here for Aunt Lisa or best friend Lisa or sister Lisa's final days. It wasn't easy on anybody, but I think it was always nice to know that we were doing it together. And I think in the end, that's probably what Lisa would have wanted, is that we do it all together. So thank you everybody for listening. There is going to be a video that's coming up that is for Lisa's funeral. The video that the funeral home actually did for it with the slideshows. So I am going to ask when I post it that if you submitted any of those photos, that you please go through and timestamp when those photos start, and just tell us when they are or what it is. You can go in as much detail as you want and tell us all the stories that are associated with it, or if you just know what the event was, that would be really helpful as well. We are going to plan in the near-ish future really to try to go through and make sure that all those stories are captured for Jasmine and Janelle from the people that were there with Lisa, so that they have more of their mom than just, obituaries. And yeah, we did the YouTube channel, but there were an hour and a half of photos, and there are a ton of stories there that I just want to make sure that they have the opportunity at some point to hear and experience for themselves. So thank you all. Like I said, more videos will be coming in the future. We are going to keep Brown Circus up and running. Obviously, we've been on a giant hiatus for a while, but thank you for really everything. This was not an easy time, and I think the outpouring of love that everybody's had for Lisa deep down inside would make her smile and make her happy. So thank you all. We'll talk soon. Bye.